Chess with Geoff. Chess with Geoff.
Hello, my name's Geoff and I'm going to teach you chess. Chess, that's right. A very interesting game. Some of you might already know how to play it, but I'm going to teach it to you in a very special way. A way which I have worked out makes chess, the tricky game, turn into chess, the pretty easy to learn game. The trick is to break it down. Rather than just learning it all in one go, which is very, very hard to do because there's so much stuff to learn, you learn it one little piece at a time. You learn one little piece, you learn the next little piece, and the next one, and then you put them all together, and then you have a chess game and you can play chess properly. So that's how we're going to do it. Before we get started and have a look at the board and the pieces, I'd like to tell you a few things about chess that you might not know. A few interesting things. First of all, chess is played by people all around the world, in every single country of the world. It's a very, very popular game. Also, to be good at chess, it doesn't matter whether you're a boy or a girl. Boys can play chess better than girls can, and sometimes girls can play chess better than boys can. It doesn't matter how old you are. I've taught children who have been in year 1, even younger, 5-year-olds, 6 years old, who can play against and sometimes beat grown-ups. That's right. It's amazing. It doesn't matter how big you are, how strong you are, how fast you run, or anything at all like that. You know what matters? It's how well you think. That's it. What's going on up here? So if you think that you're good at thinking, then you might be good at chess. Anyway, let's have a look at the chess board that we're going to be learning on. I'm going to teach you about a few things. Chess language. Chess has its own language. I bet you didn't know that either, did you? Now, here's our chessboard. As you can see, we're going to be learning on this chessboard. It has letters and numbers around the outside of it. It has those for a reason, and we're going to get to them in a second. They're very useful. But first of all, there are 3 types of lines on the chessboard. You need to remember these. And I have to tell you straight up that this is not how all of our chess lessons are going to be. This lesson has a lot of information in it which you have to remember. So I hope you've got your remembering hats on, your memory banks turned on. The lines that go up and down on the chessboard, they go like this, up and down. They have a special name. They're not called up and down lines. They're not even called vertical lines. They're called files. And we use the letters to tell us the names of the files. This line here is called the A file. This one is the B file. This one is the C file. This one is the D file. I think you can figure out the rest of them. There is a G file, but it's not actually a G for Geoff, just in case you're wondering. I bet you didn't even know that Geoff was spelt with a G, did you? So we have files that go up and down. The second type of line on the chessboard are the crossways lines. They're not called crossways lines. They're not even called horizontal lines. They're called ranks, like this. and we use the numbers by the side of the board to tell us the names of the ranks. This one is called the 1 rank. I don't think so. Would you call it the 1 rank? It's the first rank. This one is the 2nd rank. This line, the 3rd rank. This one, the 4th rank, and so on, up the board. I'm sure you get the hang of that. Now, there's one more type of line on the chessboard, and that's probably a word that you know. It's called a diagonal. We have diagonal lines on the chessboard. We have short diagonal lines, like that little one. We have long diagonal lines from corner to corner. Yep. And there are chess pieces that can actually move from one corner all the way to the other corner. You'll be meeting them in a while. Now, I'm going to teach you about the names of squares. Each square on the chessboard has its own name. That's right. And to find the names of the squares, you need to know what I've just taught you about the ranks and files, but you just need to learn how to put the letters together with the numbers. It's not that hard. Let's have a look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to put my favourite chess piece on the board. Did you see it? This one. Yep, it's my favourite chess piece. You'll be learning about that in a while. I'm going to put it on the board. Did someone say it was a horse? It's not a horse. I said we'll be finding out about it in a while. I'm going to put it on the board, on a square, and I'm going to show you how I would find the name of that square using the letters and numbers. Then I'm going to put it on another square, and I'm going to show you how I would do it. Then I'm going to give you 2 challenges. I'll get you to have a go at doing it. See how you go. Right. There is my favourite chess piece on the board. Now, we need to find out which file that piece is on. Is it on the A file? Nope. Is it on the B file? No. Is it on the C file? It is. So we know that square is going to be called C something. I wonder what? Well, to find out what, we need to look at the numbers. We need to find out which rank it's on. Is it on the 1st rank? No. The 2nd rank? No. The 3rd rank? Yes. That square is called C3. C3. You put the letter first before the number. It's quite important. So did you get that? I think so. I think you would have got it. Time for another one. We'll try that square. A very tricky checkmating square. Checkmating, yeah, that's a few lessons away. We need to find out which file it's on. Is it on the H file? Is it on the G for Geoff file? Oops, sorry. Is it on the G file? No. Is it on the F file? Yes, it is. That square is going to be called F something. Is it on the 8th rank? Nope. 7th rank? Yes. That square is going to be called F7. That's right, the letter before the number. That's how it goes. You got it? I think so. Okay, time for some challenges, but I don't think they're going to be very challenging. How about one right in the middle? You have a look, see if you can work it out. Remember, you need to find which file it's on using the letters, then which rank it's on using the numbers. Have you worked it out yet? Okay, let's have a go. A, B, C, D, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5. If you worked out that that square is called D5, you're too clever. Too clever for your own boots. Let's have another go. I'll put this piece on, I need to find a hard one for you, but if you worked out that one, there aren't any hard ones. Try that one. Have a look at it. Remember the letter first, then the number. I'll give you a few seconds. You're out of time. G? 5. G5. You worked that out, didn't you? You worked it out as soon as I put the knight down on the board. Too clever. Okay. Now, I've taught you chess language. You need to remember how to do that stuff. The ranks, the files, the diagonals, the names of the squares on the board, because for the rest of our time together I'm going to be teaching you using that language. So I hope that you can remember how to do it. It's very important. By the way, that language using the letters and the numbers isn't just useful in chess. It's actually useful in a few other things as well. That's right. When you use maps, when you read maps, treasure maps, to find treasure, you can actually use this, letters and numbers on the sides of the maps. If you've played a really cool game called Battleship, have anyone played a game called Battleships? Yep, that's a good game. You use this stuff. And in maths, maybe you learnt about it ages ago, but in schools normally you will learn it in year 3, sometimes in year 4, and they call it coordinates. Well, if you're in year 2 watching this, you've just learnt it. You already know what it is. It's called coordinates. Okay. Now, it's time to meet the pieces. Here they are. This piece here, I'm going to tell you their proper names. Some of you might know the pieces, but by other names. I'm going to tell you their proper ones. This one's called a pawn. There it is. I'll put it on the board. Pawn. This one, my favourite chess piece. Some people call it a horse. Its proper name is a knight. There it is. That's knight, not like night and day knight, like knight in shining armour knight. Yep. This chess piece, it's called a bishop. This one, lots of people call it a castle. Its proper name is a rook. Rook. One of the big chess pieces, she's the lady of the chessboard. She's called the queen. The last piece, the one with the cross on top, the most valuable piece you have, the king. So they are all the chess pieces. Some of them you have lots of, some of them you only have one of, but they're all the different chess pieces in the game of chess. Now, we need to learn about their values. Values, that means points. Each one of those chess pieces is worth something. Some of them are worth lots, some of them are worth a bit, some of them are worth hardly anything. But you need to learn them and you need to remember them. And I'll tell you why after this. The pawn is worth 1 point. The knight is worth 3 points. The bishop is worth 3 points, the same as the knight. The rook is worth 5 points. The queen is worth 9 points. The king. Now the king's tricky. Think of the biggest number you can think of. What, 1 million? 100 million? It's bigger. It's worth infinity. It's a pretty big number. It's worth the whole game. So if someone says to you, how many points is the king worth? You say, it's not worth points. It's worth the whole game. You can lose your queen. You can even lose most of your chess pieces. And it's still possible for you to win a game of chess. But if you lose your king, Well, that's where it gets tricky, because you can't actually lose it. You have to have a special thing done called checkmate, which is a few lessons away. Then it's the game over. So you've got to watch out for that. Okay. Now, I need to tell you why we have values. The reason why is because when you get a bit better at chess, you'll be able to move your pieces around the board in their special ways, which I'm going to teach you. And you'll be able to sometimes go down and get the other person. Get them, take